Good morning and welcome to Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. Today is Friday, March 22nd, and I'm very excited to start bringing some awesome news to you today. We have everything from kidney transplants from pigs all the way through to Apple being sued by the U.S. government. I mean, and we have IPOs. We've got lots of stuff to cover today, so let's get into it. But yeah, the first thing on the list today is, here we go. Okay. So, pig kidney transplanted into first living person for the first time. How great is this? There's a 62-year-old man, Rick Slayman, diagnosed with end-stage kidney disease and recovering well. This is really great. I mean, if we can harvest organs from pigs, I mean, we eat them anyway. Bacon is delicious. However, what if we could use some of the parts for keeping us alive longer? It's very, very cool stuff. The most beautiful kidney I have ever seen. I don't know if I've ever seen a kidney, but yeah, it's the most beautiful one that guy's ever seen. All right, on to more useless things. The United Nations has come to an agreement. A General Assembly adopts a landmark resolution on artificial intelligence. Something makes me feel like this is a complete useless waste of time. If they can't stop genocides around the world, what are they going to do to stop AI? I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this. UN, it looks to me like a bunch of people getting paid to have overpriced dinners in places around the world, but we'll see. All right. Speaking of how dangerous deepfakes are up 4,500% year over year, according to Statistica. An explosive growth in AI fraud around the world. Here is an example of the different frauds and the percentages. It's gone up from 2022 to 2023. Canada is doing pretty well. US is up 3,000%. Philippines is up 4,500%. So there's lots of scams coming out of Philippines. So be careful. Check your emails. Make sure you do not fall victim to identity fraud. Look at this. Reported 2 million cases of identity fraud. So be very careful. This is going to be a problem for everybody. So, speaking of deep fakes and video generation and this sort of thing, there's a really cool article here. It's quite long about how Sora's OpenAI Sora model works. This is the video generation model that will be coming out later this year. Apparently, check this out. Sora requires a huge amount of compute power to train, estimated at 4,000 to 10,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs for 1 month to train. And it says, check this out. We estimate Sora at most can generate 5 minutes of video per hour per H100. It's actually not bad. 5 minutes of video per hour. Well, it's not bad at all. The break-even point is estimated at 15 to 38 million minutes of video. And to put that in perspective, 17 million minutes of video and 43 million minutes of YouTube video are uploaded every single day. Massive, massive numbers. Video is a huge, huge thing in our world. We all love great videos, and who doesn't love a good TikTok video? On to Midjourney. They just announced that their AI will be able to do something really unique and different. They're going to be actually using it very similar to how Sora is going to be using it for real 3D video and real-time creation. So they're going to be able to create 3D worlds, 3D objects, and moving beyond images. So they're going to be able to make 3D worlds, and more important, they're going to be able to make sense of the world around us. They're going to be using it for physics simulations and stuff like this. But check this out. Midjourney was founded in 2022 by David Holtz. But check this out. Its most powerful model, V6, was released in December last year. And then he said V7 will be a bigger jump than 5 to 6. And 5 to 6 was massive. I've been using Midjourney since the beginning. And actually, it's funny because you can still go back and use Midjourney 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's really cool to see how far it has come. Speaking of which, video generation as world simulators. Again, this is OpenAI's research. So we went from OpenAI Sora to Midjourney, back to OpenAI Sora. And they're going to be using this to train on physics simulators. So using this data into large-scale training reference data for in-world and real-world simulations. This is really cool. Speaking of 3D, it looks like everybody's jumping on that, right? Turn that down there. Can you create an object in 3D faster than you can brew a latte? Latte 3D turns prompts into 3D representations. within 1 second. And this is NVIDIA's shot at text to, well, 3D. So 3D modelers, artists out there, well, I mean, this will make your job way faster and easier because I'm assuming you can go in there and edit everything from there. So this is really, really interesting stuff. It's going to change everything in how we make 3D. Very exciting. Actually, you know what? Let's scoot over to here. Speaking of 3D, we're going to do this. We're going to show you Apple Vision Pro is now supporting browser-based XR content. So the WebXR standard by Kronos Group is now being supported by Apple, and they introduced support for WebXR on their Safari immersive applications. So this is really exciting. As a founder at Metaverse, a web-based 3D creation platform for the spatial web, I'm really excited for this. This couldn't come at a better time. Browser-based XR content. Imagine like in 10 years from now, all websites are going to be 3D. We're not going to scroll up and down. We're going to go into them, wander around, meet our friends, go check things out. So I'm really excited about this. This to me is everything. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to show it off to the world. This is interesting. 16 ways enterprises are building and buying generative AI. This is really important if you work in a large company or you sell to a large company and you're working in AI. So let me just scroll down here. Average enterprise spend on large language models. So in 2023 was 7 million, estimated to jump to 24 million, or sorry, 18 million in 2024. Where's the money being coming from? So business units, innovation. So typically innovation has the bit larger chunk, but this is really interesting because if you look at it, it's spread out over the enterprise. And I thought that was really interesting. And if you scroll down a little bit more here, what are they focused on? ROI from cost savings, ROI from new revenue, and then believe ROI is possible, but not precisely measuring. This is really important because in order to really get the value out of this, out of AI and new technologies, you really have to be able to measure it. And if we're not able to measure it, then what are we doing here? So it looks like cost savings is the number one thing for now. New revenue opportunities, but cost savings is a big one. If you can eliminate people, you make more money. I don't know what that says for humanity, but that's where we are. Interesting. Microsoft is going to pay Inflection AI $650 million after taking its CEO and many of its staff. The interesting thing is they've already, they've already invested, I think it was $1.5 billion into OpenAI. So, they took a multi-billion-dollar company and basically gave them some cash for scraps while taking their entire staff. So interesting there. Speaking of Microsoft, they just introduced their first AI PC on the Surface Pro 10. This is their new laptop, Surface Laptop 6 and Pro 10. Check this out. They've actually put a button. Let me get rid of the sound. They've put a button directly in here. Check this out. Super cool stuff. So right within their laptop, okay, they've got a copilot button. How cool is this? They got a copilot button instead of the Windows button that pulls up your copilot that you can instantly, and I don't know about you, but if you use Microsoft products, if you use Windows and stuff like this, copilot is just, it's now a thing that you just use every day. It's not, you don't even consider it. You just got the little link at the top, you put it in, you make an image, you make a thing, you can create a PowerPoint, you can do anything. It's really, really cool stuff. They've got a bunch of cool adapters, but Microsoft definitely coming out swinging with their new laptop with a copilot button built in. Back to Apple Vision Pro. This is just a cool example of what you can do in Apple Vision Pro. You can say, make your coffee in the morning. I don't know why you would do this. I think it's a little bit, you could probably just press the button, but it shows you what you can do, and you can brew your coffee using Apple Vision Pro. Pretty cool, but useless. Anyway, over to another Apple moment. The United States Department of Justice is jumping on the bandwagon of Meta, Microsoft, and Epic Games, and a bunch of others suing Apple for monopolizing smartphone markets. Apple's broad-based exclusionary conduct makes it harder for Americans to switch smartphones, undermines innovation for apps, products, and services, and imposes extraordinary costs on developers, businesses, and consumers. It looks like the whole world is pushing back against Apple and its $2 trillion monopolies on the app stores. So stay tuned for more information on that. I saw this morning. This was posted by the CEO of Midjourney, David, And he said, what is the singularity? This comes from, I believe, from the 70s. The acceleration of technological progress has been the central feature of the century. I argue in this paper that we are on the edge of change comparable to the rise of human life on Earth. The precise cause of this change is imminent creation of technology of entities with greater than human intelligence. Okay, and so there are several means by which science may achieve this breakthrough, and this is a reason for having confidence that the event will occur. One, the development of computers that are awake and superhumanly intelligent. And two, large computer networks and their associated users may wake up as superhumanly intelligent entities. Three, computer-human interfaces may become so intimate that users may reasonably be considered superhumanly intelligent. Imagine going a day without your smartphone. Your smartphone makes you infinitely more intelligent and useful as a human than without it. So, we're already kind of there. We just haven't connected it directly to our brain. And biological science may find ways to improve upon the natural human intellect. We may, by ingesting all this content we do on a daily basis, actually being, in fact, changing our biology. Super interesting. Speaking of biology, Nature just published a landmark moment. Scientists are using AI to design antibodies from scratch. Modified protein design tool could make it easier to tackle challenging drug targets by AI antibodies, and they're still a long way from reaching the clinic. However, this is a huge step in the right direction. Even if this is a decade away, we'll be able to do very specialized, very individual medicines, and hopefully we can live forever. Who doesn't want to live forever? I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? Anyway, last thing we have on the list here is a little bit more fun in investing. Reddit, the self-anointed front page of the internet, soars in Wall Street debut. I don't know what it's sitting at right now, but this morning, Reddit went public. Ding, ding, ding. They rang the bell on New York Stock Exchange, and they went public at $47 a share this morning. So their anticipated price was $34, and their after hours trading went up to $47. And a lot of buzz around the Reddit IPO, and you can follow more on the interwebs, I'm sure. That is all I got for you today. This has been Daily Tech News with Alan Smithson. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn, hit the subscribe, all the good stuff, and we'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace.